Okay, so the purpose of this video here is to kind of give you a behind the scenes to let you know what we were doing to actually find Donnie. This is a map. It's called Sartopa. What you're looking at here actually is the Kansas City metro area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off in Kansas City, and then we're going to move down into the Ozarks where we eventually found Donnie Erwin's car. And I just want to show you the map and all the kind of the work we did in the background that led us actually to finding Donnie. And let me quickly go through what all these different colors and shapes and everything are. Okay, so starting here with, there is a small blue dot right here. That is a place where Donnie lived, and so is this. It's a little difficult to see. If I light it up, you can see these purple circles, which purple for myself means this is the place to go look. Anywhere you see red, like here is a red circle, this is places that have actually already been looked at. This map shows not only what myself had searched, but also what other search teams, volunteers, and law enforcement had searched. So any information that I was able to gather on Donnie Erwin's case, I embedded into this map. Let's just walk through this map. All right, we are here. This is a place where Donnie had lived for a long time. I'm not going to give you the actual location because, you know, privacy. This is the Kansas City area. This is a lake that's not too far from his residence. So just kind of give you an idea. This lake had actually been searched. So what I did is I just put a big circle around it saying, okay, it's been searched. Part of what we've done is we kind of traced the route that he would have traveled going back to Kansas City. The idea being that he might have gone someplace that was more sentimental. So from these two locations here that we know that Donnie had spent quite a bit of time, this is the James A. Reed conservation area. Let me just get in here. Okay, so this is the conservation area, and you can see here these are these different shapes that are all red. That represents that they have been searched. These were actually searched by myself. What we basically did is we took a route that Donnie could have traveled, and there are several lakes in this area that we went and we cleared. Down here, this is actually Harrisonville right here. Go back down this way. We're going to swing back down south where you get into more of the Lake of the Ozarks area. This area here is actually Clinton, Missouri. These two locations here, this is another conservation area that is just off the road, and this is a route that Donnie could have taken back home. This is a small pond here. I was actually able to clear this one with a drone because it's so shallow and the water is extremely clear. This one I actually ran sonar and there was nothing there. So we get over here and you get into Pomme de Terre Lake. Now this one I searched quite a bit because if you go due east from here, you'll actually run into the Camdenton area. So I actually did... There's a video for this location right up here against the dam. I did film these areas, but I didn't release those videos. So, as well as this. Now, well, actually, this one here, there is a video of. That's the one where I got a hole in the kayak and started to sink. And some nice guy from Springfield actually took me out in his boat, and we were able to actually clear all this area here. So, as we move further out, we're going to get down here into the Ozarks. This is Buffalo right here. Right here is a quarry that we actually did a video of. This is the Bat Cave. Very interesting little area there. Go check that out. Of course, we didn't find anything there. Actually worked with law enforcement in this area. They actually allowed us in there. They're the controlling body of that property. So big thanks to the sheriff there. So as we move over here to the east, this is Lebanon here. This is just south of Camdenton. This is the location right here that we dove this quarry right here. Now, this was actually where Shawn, Leonard, and myself actually met. I put a call out on social media saying I basically needed some divers to dive this because we needed to clear it. One of the big problems with clearing this with just sonar was the fact that there's so much junk metal. There are tires everywhere. That's one of the things that we look for on sonar is tires sticking up. Because usually if you see tires, those round-shaped tires, that means they're usually attached or could be attached to a vehicle. In this case, we couldn't do that. It was a shallow quarry. I think 16 foot deep is the deepest that we found. Anyway, we dove there. That's where I met Shawn and Leonard. Leonard, you'll see in some of the other videos that I've done. Shawn is in this one, and then another one where we did it then at Springs. You're Shawn and he's Lance. Leonard. We're Shawn.
We'll throw him out, but he won't fall out.
We're taking a hayride. Shawn actually passed away, directly related to a scuba diving accident. He was in Mexico, was scuba diving, and got on a plane and got decompression sickness really bad and went into a coma, and unfortunately he never woke up. Kind of a sad deal. And the first time I actually met Shawn was actually here at this location, and less than a year later we had lost him. So just a little information there. I hadn't really made that too public. That scar still runs pretty deep. I actually considered giving up scuba diving after that happened because Shawn was at a very he was a very experienced diver, much more experienced than I am. Just that quickly things can go wrong. Moving on, this here is a quarry that I actually flew over and was able to clear with the drone. That was the one, in case you come across it, is basically I was just like, hey, double check me here, make sure that I'm not missing something. Over here is another quarry. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but we were able to clear that. We ran sonar there. Leonard actually was with me at that one. We did not dive. What had happened at this location, I contacted the landowners and they informed me that it had been dove, but just to double check, I went ahead and asked permission to run sonar in here. I am just going to zoom out here quite a bit just because I want to show you this. This is actually Fort Leonard Wood. There are all kinds of lakes and ponds inside of this area here at Fort Leonard Wood. You can see there's one here, and then there's some there. It is a military base, and Donnie was in the Navy. He was a veteran, so he would have access to this base if he needed to. So what I did is I filed a Freedom of Information Act and asked, during a certain time period, did a person matching this description in this car with this license plate go through any of the gates? And actually they responded quite quickly and basically said no. Now we're going to move. I'm actually going to move up north here because one of the other theories, Camdenton is down or south of here, sorry. And in this area up in here, a friend of Donnie's lived in this area. We could not or did not at the time actually locate where this friend's residence was, but the theory was if this was somebody that he went and traveled to numerous times, he would know the area, and if he knew of bodies of water that he could drive a vehicle off into, this could be a potential area. So what I did, even though I did not know the location of Donnie's friend in this area, I went ahead and pinpointed all the locations that a car would have easy access. So, needless to say, we didn't get to search any of this area because we were actually able to find Donnie, actually not too far from his house. Okay, I'm going to get in here and zoom in a little bit. Move back down this way. Okay, so you'll see these 3 red dots here. This is areas that I cleared myself. Right here, this right there, let me just zoom in a little more, get you in here. There's a lake there, and I asked permission to run sonar, was granted permission, and this is actually where we found a vehicle. Leonard and I both dove on this vehicle, and there is a video for that as well. But of course, it was not Donnie's car. Thought we had it figured out then and there, but was not. There are other lakes in this area, and these were easy, accessible points for a person to drive a car off into, and obviously somebody did drive one off into here. So let me zoom out here and get you down into Camdenton. So this is Camdenton here. Let me zoom in here. You will see there is a yellow line here. This is actually the day that we found Donnie's car. This is the path that I mapped out. So what I did is, right here is a blue dot. That is actually the gas station that he was supposed to go to that morning. So what I did is I started off up here. There's a pond in here behind these businesses that could have been easily accessible. So I started there, drove down here, and then I went to the gas station where Donnie was supposed to go. And at this point, I started flying his route that could have led back to his house to look to see if he had been in a car accident and gone into any of these deep ravines. And let me just do this. Okay, so here is, of course, the gas station, and you can see how the terrain of this area gets really, really, really kind of hilly, and there's a lot of deep ravines. So I'm going to specifically take you to this area here just to illustrate this point, and this area will actually be in the video once we finally can release it. But you see this dark shadow right here? This is a really deep ravine. This road runs up the side of this hill, and if you're driving along here, you cannot see down inside this space. So these were the target areas that we were looking for, because this is a route that Donnie was known to have taken. He was kind of known to take sometimes the back roads to get to different places. So let me just back out here a little bit. And these red circles, of course, are the search zones that we wanted to get in. Moving back over here, let me bring this. So this is the route that I traveled, went through here. There are a few little spots that I went. And of course, this is a route that he would have traveled. He could have come down here and traveled this. Also, if he was to gone to Ha Ha Tonka instead, which he was known to kind of go this way. So we traveled this route here. There's some deep ravines in this area. Of course, this is Ha Ha Tonka. This has been searched by myself and then other search groups as well as law enforcement. You'll see how this goes over here, and this was purple. That means I did not end up searching it. Due to time constraints, I wanted to go ahead and get up this road right here. So we went through here, and just to show you the terrain here. This just goes along this ridge here. So the idea being a car could go through here and right in this area, have an accident, and be sitting down at the bottom of this hill somewhere, and it would be easily missed. Travel down this way, and this, of course, this road eventually winds up down here south of Donnie's residence. You'll see that there are these red dots all the way through here. Some of these I'd searched, some of them have been searched by other search groups. See how many times I can say search in a sentence, search in a sentence, search in a sentence. Okay, so at this point, I traveled across here and made my way north. At this point, let me just show you. This gets pretty flat. Unlike this area here and here to the east and west of 5 Highway, it's pretty flat. So the idea that maybe he went off in a ravine in this area, well, there's not very many. But there are a lot of little ponds. You see these little purple spots here. These are ponds. I believe this one and this one actually were cleared. I don't have them red yet. I think this one was cleared by another search group, as well as this one. This actually is Donnie's home. So as I was coming north, This one had been cleared earlier, but I hadn't been able to look down inside that one, so that one was cleared. I actually ran a kayak here, and then here is the airport, which kind of causes some problems because flying drones around airports is, yeah, that can be a little scary. So here's another pond that I was able to clear with the drone, as well as this. And then, of course, we get back up into the Camdenton area. Zoom out here because I want to show you something. This is the 5-mile radius around Donnie's home. We did find him within this area, which you can see the route that I took was in this area. But if you go back and you look, now not all these locations were searched by me that are red. Some were searched by other professional search groups, law enforcement, and any other information that I could gather, I put in on this map. But if you go back and you zoom out and you look at the state of Missouri, where Donnie had been searched for, a lot of work, not only myself, but a lot of other people and a lot of other law enforcement had spent a ton of time looking for him. Also, if you see all the purple, when you see a lot of purple, that was the places we were going to go look for Donnie. So, I just wanted to do this video because I know a lot of people sometimes are interested in what goes on in the background. This mapping system that I use here is my main tool that I use for doing research. Well, part of it, not main. I say part of it for doing research, but a lot of this is just cracking open the map, looking, seeing. That kind of wraps up this video here. I hope you all have enjoyed this. The video that shows the day that we discovered Donnie's vehicle will be out. Once that video is out, I will go ahead and link that to this video. But just to show everybody the process and how much work and how many people have spent a lot of time searching for Donnie, this really illustrates it right here with all this red. This is everywhere that people had looked. So that being said, it is time to get back to work.